Hey agents, how we doing? Hope everybody's hanging in there. Today I'm going to cover a subject. I was actually going to do a video a while back, and I had been hoping to get around to it. I went to go and do it just 2 days ago, and due to the newest update, it's no longer an option. And what that is creating Twink characters. And so you guys might ask, what are we doing in Division 1? Well, as far as Division, this is where Twink started. From my understanding, the actual initial idea of a Twink character, a low-level character that you min-max, was in World of Warcraft. So I apologize if that's incorrect, but that's my understanding. So in the case of the Division, the Dark Zone had level caps. Essentially, when you started the game, and you entered the Dark Zone from level 1 to level 14, all characters within that level range would be in their own bracket. It means you would not meet any characters level 15 and up. Even a lowly. Hey, look, there's some dudes here. Check this out. Once you reached level 15, you would go into another Dark Zone bracket, and that was a 5-level bracket. It's 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. Then when you go from 19 goes up to 24, then 25 to 29, and then level 30. And there's different reasons people would do this, and some people did the level 29, would keep their character at 29. A lot of people would do the level 19. And you can see I have my level 19 character right here. You can see I have a bit of superior gear on that character. But my main Twink, the lowest level one, is my level 14, and that's because it's the very first bracket. And you'll notice that I only have specialized gear here. And this is actually the hardest bracket of all of them, because that is the one that you would generally have the least amount of skills. You would have the least amount of talents on your gear and your weapons, and frankly, it would substantially come down more to your play style and your tactics than the gear that you had, up to a certain point, which we'll cover as we go into this. Why would you want to do a Twink in the Division 2? Well, the whole idea was that when you're in the Dark Zone, because people could see your level, they would see a level 7 character, figure it's an easy kill. Well, due to normalization, that means if you have a level 7 character with all high-end gear, with all the talents and skills unlocked of a level 40 character, everybody is considered the same in the Dark Zone, and so that level 7 character would be just as viable as a level 40 character if all the gear was the same, because all stats are maxed out. So that used to be a cool way to go. You could basically create that, go troll higher level characters. And by doing that, because the higher level, the level 30 and the level 40 characters were getting those high-end gears, you could go wipe them out and get yourself even better gear by doing that. And you guys can see I have something like this high-end level 18. This is on another character that I had that I deleted. I had a character that I got up to level 19 with that I deleted to go hardcore. But so I ended up, with this level 18 AUG right here with Eyeless. And so this, you can see, this has got the breadbasket on it. But this bad boy, remember back in the day, we'd have the 3 talents. Another level 12 holster, level 17 backpack, different 17 gloves, level 17 knee pads. So quickly looking at this level 9 character stats, the real significance comes to when we get down to the offensive. 40.8% all weapon damage. And the other big one, the defense. 46,000 armor. Alright guys, so here is my level 14 Twink. One of the first things we'll go ahead and do is we'll talk about the weapons and then the differences between Division 1 and 2. In Division, they're actually fairly similar, at least they were until this latest update, TU8.4. What had happened up until then is generally the higher the grade of your weapon, the more talents it would have. And what I mean by that, so you see I have a specialized here, and it has one talent. One talent. So if we go down here, you guys will notice. So if we're looking at high-end gear has 3 talents per. And I'm hoping, let's see. You guys notice green gear, sometimes if it's a very specific piece it'll have a talent, but most green gear, pistols always have expert, but you notice this green piece doesn't have one. This one does, this one doesn't. Essentially what that means is if you can get lucky and at level 14 get blue gear, you have a guaranteed talent on your weapon. So what that then means is that if somehow you can acquire a purple weapon, you'll get 2 talents, and somehow if you can acquire a high end, you end up with 3 talents. Now I'm sure it's easy to figure out why if you have 2 completely even level 14 characters, everything is exactly the same down to the weapon damage, except one person has 1 talent on it that causes bonus damage, somebody else has 3 talents that cause bonus damage, or have some other utility. You understand that the person's at a substantial advantage by having that high-end gear. And so what people would do is they would use certain exploits at level 14 to get all high-end gear. None of this armor has any talents at all. They never have talents until you get to the high-end stuff. You notice the blue stuff doesn't have any talents at all. But as soon as we move up to the high-end, every high-end piece of every type has a talent. So, going back to our example, if you have a level 14 character that has all blue armor, or even all purple armor, and a character that has all 6 pieces high-end armor, even if every single stat is exactly the same across the board, you're talking about somebody who has 6 additional pieces, 6 additional talents. So whether those are damage talents, whether they're defensive talents, whether they're utility talents, you end up being at a huge advantage just from a weapon and armor gear standpoint. So anybody who spends any amount of time farming gear, and you got to remember that this is going to be the upcoming class, like these are guys who are leveling up, you're going to be able to decimate guys that haven't spec'd any time into their builds. Now, similar to Division 2, Division 1, there was, with careful planning, you can unlock a lot of the skills and abilities. You had to be fairly strategic about this. Quite early on, there was actually a glitch that you could max this out. And so, just like the glitch with the high-end gear in Division 1, which they then patched, there was a patch put into place to make it so you could not get the base restoration to 100% and thus have every skill available. While only being at level 14. This, of course, made a lot of unfairness down the line, because that means they didn't roll it back for anybody who had done this beforehand. So you can still go into the dark zone now. I have my level 14 here with all my blue gear, and that's the best stuff I can get. And I can go into the DZ and run into a level 14 character with 100%, 100%, and a full loadout of all high-end gear. And basically all that means is that I need to go into another server or something, because frankly, I'm just never going to beat that guy. No matter how well I play, he has an advantage that I will never be able to overcome with my character. Even in a group of 4 characters built like mine, we probably wouldn't take out a guy with max stats and max gear. So that's how broken it was. It's kind of cool that they fixed it in one way, but the fact that it didn't get rolled back means that a whole bunch of players have those kind of guys to look out for. Unlike Division 1, where you had to very strategically plan out your character if you didn't have access to the exploit to get 100% of your base of operations, in Division 2 it was really easy. You could either simply take your time and carefully smash around the map looking for the little SHD things that are not at side missions. There's a bunch of them that you can find just around on the map like this. And you can either sneak around and try to get there yourself without having to fight guys and getting experience, or simply, if you have a buddy, have your buddy in his game cruise over there, or in your game cruise over there, you hang out. Once he's there, you simply fast travel to him, pick it up. Now, a bit trickier, as you see, I have the ones that are locked down here. You gotta do certain missions. But what you can do, if you have a friend who's willing to help, you have them go. In fact, if you got 3 friends, you have 3 friends go, knock out a mission really quick, get to the end boss. When they're at the end boss, they let you know. Without killing anything, you fast travel to them. You die, go completely down to where you're dead on the ground, grayed out. They kill the boss. At that point, you'll automatically respawn. You will get the experience for the mission, but you will not get the experience for any of the kills, and you will get the boss drop as well, as long as you fast travel to them and you're right there. So that's a way of gearing up at the same time, getting a minimal amount of experience and trying to unlock as many of these as you could. Of course, this was all back in the day when it was worth doing. Alright, now let's go see if we can happen to find anybody out here. Some ammo. Forgot how much ammo we can hold in this game. Dude. Yeah, guys, if we're gonna play with a good character. Or a good controller, rather. Now, you guys notice in my character that I have a bit of blue, and I actually have some purple too. I got the superior, and all these. One of the cool things is you'll notice that I have, like, this has 42,000 armor. How does that have 42,000 armor on a level 7? Well, because I took this gear, put it into the stash, gave it to my level 40 character. My level 40 character pulled it out, recalibrated it at the level 40 calibration station. Thus, I was able to get things like 42,000 armor on this 9.9 weapon damage on here. That was 1.2 max weapon damage that I rolled into that. This. Another 9.9 weapon damage. 9.9 weapon damage. This one I rolled on some armor regen just to get some armor regen going. And here we got some more weapon damage. So you see, using this exploit, I was able to squeeze a lot of extra oomph out of a level 9 character. And this is all level 7 gear. We'll get into that in a minute here. That's part of the reason why I can't do this anymore. And nobody can. The other beautiful thing is because I pre-ordered, I have my level 1 Lullaby. And a lot of people upgraded this to the level 30 or level 40 version. But early on, I realized that I was going to do a Twink, and I thought, hell, this is going to be a godsend. This version, as you can see in this, melee attacks instantly kill non-elite enemies. Whatever, that really doesn't matter now. But the old one... yeah, so that was a thing that you could have as a low level. Now, something to note, that what a trick that I was just getting ready to do when we figured out that Twinks are no longer a thing is there was a glitch that you could go in a group with a bunch of level 40 or level 30 characters, and they, of course, are running around and they're getting the yellow high-end gear. Well, if they actually die and all their gear drops on the ground, if before they extract it, if you can, as a low-level character, like as a level 9 character, it used to be that I could pick up that high-end gear. I go and extract it, and it would still be high-end gear, but it would be at level 9 or whatever the level was. So you could use that as an exploit to, like in Division 1, how people would have an exploit to get all high-end gear on their low-level Twink. That would be able to get high-end gear. Unfortunately, that has been changed now, so the gear is locked at the level of the character who picked it up. I know I just tried the other day, and my level 9 character got a level 30 chest piece. So that was very unfortunate, and we don't get to do that anymore. So why can we no longer have a Twink character in the Division 2? Well, because before, in the Division 1 the entire time, and in Division 2 right up until this last patch, when you come out here, you would not gain SHD levels in the Dark Zone. But as you guys can clearly see up in the upper right hand corner, level 9. And it has an experience gauge. It is fully making me level up. This character was a level 7. I came out yesterday to get some footage. Found out that, yeah, things have changed. Accidentally got 2 levels. When I first saw it happen, I thought it was cool. I thought, okay, maybe it's adding to my SHD level for the seasonal thing or any of that stuff, the post levels. But nope. It was actually adding to the actual levels. So I'm not even sure what I'm going to do with this character anymore. I could wait and see if maybe they change it. If I can't imagine enough people are bitching about it. So I'm just going to have to wait and see. But, it was a lot of fun, and I really miss it, and I hope somehow the whole idea of the Twink can come back into the game, because there's nothing cooler than taking a level 7 character, having a level 30 guy run up on you, go rogue, plow into you for a second, then turn around and smoke him. So, anyway, agents, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll run into you guys in the Dark Zone.